2 o'clock, 2:05 on June 13th, and the Open Space Committee and the Community Preservation Act Committee are being videoed. Opening the meeting. All right, do we want to look at the minutes from the last meeting? I know if you weren't here, it really doesn't, it's not relevant. But Sarah and I guess can look at them. I typed them.
They look good to me.
Entertain a motion to accept the minutes as they are here.
So moved.
All right. And it moved and. Minutes here.
Would you like a second on that and a vote?
Second it. All in favor? Aye. Okay, the third item on the agenda is the ballot question petition, which is one that I took on myself. And we do have, this is the petition, but this is the one that the town clerk gave us. There's 50 signatures on it, and we type in the information here. But I was talking to the guy at the Community Preservation Coalition who's in charge of all this stuff. He goes, I'm doing 4 other towns with this. He goes, just tell me the numbers and I'll plug them in and send you the petition. And you can, 4 or 5 petitions that we can set out with. So, yeah, we'll need 50 times, it's 600. Yeah, need a few. So, but, and so I basically, because I don't have a copy machine, I copied down the language to put in here, which is it's on the website for the Community Preservation Act. And basically just fill in a few questions, which were, okay, the scheduled election is the November 5th, 2024. We decided, and we can alter this, but we decided that we would go for 1.5%. Between 1 and 3. We had a woman come from Mendon and gave us, she was all about the 3%.
Right.
Mendon went for it, but Mendon went for it like the 3rd year, right at the very beginning, when things were very good, and they got a lot done. The guy at the office, the Community Preservation Office, says he thinks for a small town like Douglas, which is, a lot of Republicans and people who don't, thrifty people don't want to spend that much perhaps, he suggested between either 1 and 1.5. So when we discussed it at a meeting, we came up with 1.5, which, seemed reasonable. And so I filled that blank in on the form, and then the other decision to make about this is there's 3 exclusions and exemptions rather, but there's really more when you really read it. There's more like 5. But so the first exemption is properties owned and occupied by low-income persons or low or moderate income seniors should not be subjected to will be not subject to the CPA surcharge. Is everybody still in agreement with 1.5? And so the various exemptions are that one, and they give an idea of what the median income for, the area-wide median income for a family of 4 is $117,300. So, and then the moderate income limits for a household of two is $93,000, almost $94,000. So, and then the low income limits for a household of two is $75,000. So those, they sound high. It's, I mean.
That's today.
Yeah. And so, but when and then, so that's all included in the first exemption, including also persons and families with income less than 80% of the area-wide median income qualify as low income.
One more time?
Persons and families with income less than 80% of the area-wide median income, which is the area median-wide income for a family of four. I mean, I don't know how you break that down to various levels, but they qualify as low income. Persons aged 60 plus whose annual income is less than 100% of the area-wide median income qualify as moderate income seniors. So that's all under the first exemption. The second exemption is first $100,000 value of property not subject to CPA charge. So if your house is worth $300,000, then they're going to value it at $200,000 and surcharge you on that amount.
I'm just picturing the math that's flying around
Right.
during annual meeting.
I know. Well, that's why, we need to have information meetings. We need to have cheat sheets when we go around looking for, and that's coming up. This is just an overview of it. Okay, so the second one is the first 100,000 off. And then the third one is industrial and commercial properties with split tax rates, which there are no split tax rates in Douglas. So we're getting rid of that one. And very few have adopted that one as well. So let's cross that one out. And then the fourth one is industrial and commercial, first 100 value, not subject. Which I don't know, he didn't say that those people have been overlooked, but I don't know what people think about that.
What is that one?
It's, so giving the industrial and commercial people the same $100,000 off that
Oh,
property
okay.
owners have. What's $100,000 to them?
I don't know.
But out of the value of their property, probably it's a small percentage taken off. So everybody interested in keeping that one? I did the math for if you want to look at the back of this page, take and look at the math.
Well, I think for a small business that is registered as a commercial, there are, I can think
Right.
of several right now, that it would make a difference.
Right, that's true. It is good for the small local
Yeah.
businesses. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's a few right here downtown,
yeah.
that overall, the property is probably not extraordinarily valuable.
Yeah.
I would give them whatever break they can get.
Yeah.
It would strike me that instead of talking all of the exemptions and discounts, if we just talked in terms of if your house is valued and commercial property is valued at this, then you're going to pay those taxes. Done.
Right, simplify.
Yeah. That's a lot of numbers to be talking about. Until we give 2 or 3 examples
Yeah,
and done.
Yep, right.
bullets on the future items we're going to discuss in the agenda. You would state them there.
What I've seen in town meetings, if you get anybody confused, you're in for a battle with the whole group.
Right, and it can go either way at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to walk in and have it be short, to the point, positive presentation. Any questions? Nope, I already know everything I need to know. Whether they're voting yes or no.
Well, that's the thing, I mean, to get the word out, but like we figured by doing the ballot question and needing the signatures, we do have to explain to at least 600 people
Oh, yeah.
what
Yeah.
what it's all alike, and maybe they can share that information with their neighbors or whatever, and,
It's a
but,
long day at the transfer station. You kind of go like a
In the summer.
baseball, or maybe more like a football team. You have one person in the front with all the flyers,
yeah,
or whatever, the brief information. You have the other person holding the clipboard to sign. And then you have a backup person who, if somebody really wants to get into a discussion, which you know there's people out there that want to talk about everything,
right.
the third person in line can separate over here and talk to the individual, just keep moving.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like
I'll hold the clipboard.
a team effort.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So I will get that to, I'm going to call him when I get home and tell him 1.5, and we'll go with the, now, also another exclusion is, as I mentioned, that 39, Chapter 59, Mass General Law has 94 sections to it. I got lost at like 3. Section 2, for instance, was no tax on licensed public warehouse items in transit.
Wow.
I mean, it gets down to total specifics. No tax on licensed public warehouse items in transit. So if there's stuff being stored at a particular place, they can't, and it's in transit, they can't. But that's just 1 out of 94.
Good Lord. Can I ask a question? If you go through all this process and you garner the 650
Signatures, yeah.
signatures, and you've gone all the way in, and for some reason, either because of timing, you can't make the date deadline, are those signatures still good, that if you then want to try again at the next election? Are they, I mean, is there an expiration on the signatures? I don't think there would be, but I'd hate to think that you'd have to do the whole thing all over again.
Well, the reason we're doing the signature technique rather than the town meeting technique is because we missed the deadline for that.
Okay.
So that would probably be the way to do it the next time if we tried again. Is,
I know that our commission raised the concern that it's operating summers here, and that we're kind of getting in late, obviously, but we're pretty active. And we're just looking at what can be accomplished in that amount of time by volunteer staff. And it's like, is this
during the holiday season.
is it possible, to do this and get everything done, and to make sure that all the work that's done now is not wasted because you missed a deadline?
Right.
I mean, is that not? Am I?
Right. Yeah, that sounds
that's-
about like what we were thinking.
When I went to the town clerk to get the petition, she was like, for March? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Especially
Right.
where summer, like maybe people are away or on vacation, or,
Right.
it's kind of, might be a little more difficult to get people's attention if they're occupied with other.
When do we
Thanks.
go after signatures? What's the starting point? Do we have,
We need the ballot, we need to have, we'll need this,
Filled out. Yeah.
and I can get that in a couple of days, and we could get out, Lisa was the one, she couldn't make it today, but she said she would be in charge of the coordination of the ballots,
How she manages the workload, I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, no.
what's the deadline on signatures?
30th of August.
So we have 2.5 months. All right, I'll commit to 100 signatures. I'll get you 100 signatures.
Yeah. Mine?
No?
Yours? Mine? Everyone here.
You know, I think the easiest thing would be like for everyone to take a
2 sheets.
petition, right, and to try to get signatures. Like I know when I ran for cemetery, I just stood outside the post office for 2 Saturdays in a row, and I got all the signatures I needed to get on the ballot.
But
So
we all can't do that.
we can't, why not?
Post office, transfer station.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, you could pick different spots, like, you know, somebody could stand outside the post office, somebody else could try the transfer
Right.
station, the library, you know, wherever
And these
there's
are, you know,
groups
these are
of people
places
coming
that-
and going.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we want to be it, because we want to fix up the library. We want to put, you know, decent handles on the turning in the bathroom down at the rec field. So at the rec field would be a good place as well to catch signatures. But then, you know, then we could move it till March, but I think we should just continue to try. I don't think we should let these negative vibes come in.
No, I know. Well, we're also, like I said, we're coming in late in the process. You've been working on it for however long you're working on it. You have a better feel of, I can get this done versus,
I've never done anything like this.
well, you feel that you can. So that's
Yeah,
all you
everybody I
need.
talked to,
Yeah.
it's been positive on it, but that's my crowd. It's a lot of skeptical, but you know, when I do the figuring, you know, it's like it's 66 cents a day
Yeah.
for the average person that
Oh.
owns a, you know, over, I mean, how many of us?
It's a lot less than I was anticipating.
And again, I missed the last meeting, but the difference between the 1.5 and the 3%, which is the max, the factor is what is matchable by the state? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Is that the
We
only,
get-
like,
Yeah, I think Kathy Richards said 121% we get matched at.
okay.
But we don't get as many opportunities.
Oh, that's, yeah, so
Yeah.
there's right, it's like the parameters are not just necessarily the matching amount. There are other factors in there like qualification for maybe types of places, or, I know
Yeah.
there's a different, if you go 1.5, certain things are not eligible.
Right. I think there's 3
Yeah,
different periods, and people that have 3% get all 3.
Yeah.
People with 1% get just the first one.
yeah.
And I don't know what,
Yeah, and it's not necessarily like 50%, 75%, 100%. It's pretty skewed.
yeah.
Like, there's a big difference between 1.5 and 3, from what I first saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a big difference in what you get in.
No, there really is, yeah, but you got to do what you think you can do.
1 and 1.5, there's a big difference. That's what this, the guy at the office there says. He was saying for a town like this, 1 or 1.5 is the best.
Okay. Do we know what Northbridge did? I'm on here now, trying to look it up.
I think it was 1.
And I was wondering what projects it's,
Well,
I think Northbridge, didn't they buy Castle Hill Farm?
Chesterfield, yeah.
Yeah.
wow,
Part of it.
Yeah.
wow, okay.
So that's, you know, that's an example to use.
Mm-hmm. So that would be under open space?
Did they dangle that in front of the voters saying if you do this, we can do this?
Well, yeah, there you go.
So what's a weakness?
Well, we could get the library fixed up.
Absolutely.
We could, you know, that's what we were saying at the last meeting, that just, I mean, I made a list of like 30 things, a few from each section. Actually, there was 0 for the affordable housing section. But we were like, let's just pick one. Don't overwhelm people with this stuff. I think an example would be the library for historic preservation, and maybe the old schools for affordable housing, possibly reused. I mean, plus we don't want to just say, okay, we want to save the old fire station, but we don't really know what for.
Right.
So you got to line something up with what you want. So affordable housing at the one up in Douglas Center, maybe. And then recreation. There's a lot of people in town that like recreation. What was the farm name? Up in Northbridge?
Castle Hill?
So we'll have to, I'll work on the ballot question petition with Chase, his name is. But we're good with those exclusions. I have a call into him to ask him what other towns he's working on, and also what the Chapter 59 is all about. 'Cause it's pretty heavy duty. And then we'll have to circulate. So, all right. And I'll let everybody know when we get it ready. Lisa was going to put together a cheat sheet with facts, figures, and pros and cons and questions often asked. So, put her to the task.
So I have another question. That's Sarah and I being on the Historic Commission. We're not necessarily appointed members of the, this is open space.
Right. It's like a subcommittee of open space, so.
But chosen by, you're basically allowing us to come in. You invited us to come in. But we can't, like, make motions and vote on things, I would think. Because we're not appointed under,
Yeah.
we're Historical Commission.
Us three are open space.
So you're the
Chair
chair and the voting
can be.
body, just so.
Yeah,
I
thank
understand.
you. Yeah, I would like to appoint us as a committee, but I don't.
So I see here, like, Northbridge has members at large of the commission.
I think once we vote it in, it's going to need to be its own
Right.
commission, if I interpreted that right.
It
Correct.
has to be
Yeah.
someone from,
Yeah.
a bunch of different.
So
But
you
I
might.
think for right now, we're just kind of a subcommittee with,
So you're
different people
at
floating in and out.
You might want to ask Lisa,
Yeah,
should we just be recognized as at-large? I think that means that we can't bring motions to the floor or vote on things. It would be,
yeah.
just to be clear, that we don't end up making some thing
Yeah,
that somebody's
no,
going to say,
that's-
oh, you're not even on.
Right.
Good idea. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. That's why you came today.
Well, I want to try to play by the, you never know, people,
No, I don't want to just
Challenge
through a
things.
loophole like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so what they have is, they have a title of their board members, and then they have the names, and then it'll say member at large or representative Conservation Commission.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I thought that's
Selectmen's
what
rep.
initially this, was the letter came out to all the boards saying they wanted a representative
Right.
to join the subcommittee from each
Okay.
of the groups that are sort of, I don't know if you want to say affected by, what would happen if there was a CPA, like cemetery or historic or, recreation, like, because they could benefit from it. That's
Gotcha.
kind of how I thought of it, but, you know, I don't know how it's framed as a subcommittee, you know, of open space. You know, what exactly, yeah, what exactly that falls under, I don't know.
I would ask these questions. Is this an official committee by the town?
Well, we are officially Open
Appointed,
Space Committee,
yeah.
but the
Oh,
CPA committee, in the C committee, this is a CPA adoption committee more than a CPA committee, which is going to be comprised, like you said, of recreation, historic, 4 or 5 different people that need to be on it when it is created.
Okay, so
When it's voted
the
in.
town has said this is an official committee. Is that true?
No,
No. This is a ad hoc, something that this commission feels it needs to be able to accomplish a project.
Okay,
So it's,
so how did you get to be on the committee? Were you officially appointed by your group?
yes, well,
Well, I think we just, whoever showed up is who
yeah.
gets in the discussion, because, you know, we've had different people, it seems like, at each meeting, you know what I mean? Like, you've come before,
John.
Betsy made one of them.
John.
Right.
Yeah.
Christie made one of them, but it's like, not always all of us are here, or
Yeah.
all of the same people are here.
But we are appointed by the town for the historic commission.
right.
So we're acting in the best interest of the town, but it's, you know, we're not of the general public, but,
Right. I mean, I guess we should clarify what this is. Like, I always thought of it as a subcommittee of open space, just because I've heard that mentioned, so I don't know, like, you
Lisa
know,
will say
officially
it's
if we,
The Community Preservation
Right,
Committee is what you
right.
would call it, but it's not really because it's the.
because it's not
the
adopted yet.
committee.
Right,
Yeah.
so this would be the adoption
That-
committee,
that other
more or
one
less.
later,
I wonder if we should ask them, like, if it needs to have its own appointed members or have its own name even, because I know, like,
I was trying to figure out what Northbridge is doing. It's not easy
Yeah.
to discern. It seems like it is a,
Not that they're doing it correctly, well, yeah.
It might be interesting to know before you go charging down the path and get to the end and you find
well, that's what I mean.
Nobody
Exactly.
cares.
Right. Who are you?
He's on the pickleball, right?
Pickleball committee, yes.
well, I mean, a petition can really be brought by anyone, right?
Citizen, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, we don't probably have to be officially appointed if we're going to do a petition, because anybody could do one anyway, but it might be helpful
Right.
just as far as what we're supposed to do
Make this
to
group.
find out if it's better to make it an official group. Yeah.
I just don't want, yeah, right, exactly. Because if we're president town meeting,
Right.
you know,
And I'm sure someone will have to answer questions on the floor of town meeting too, like if questions come up
Well, we won't-
during the
there
question.
won't be a town meeting.
Oh, there won't?
Before the election.
No.
Oh, that's
it's
right.
election.
Okay, never mind. That's
but
right.
still. If you're out
I
in the
was
public,
jumping
if
in.
you're out in the public and I'm helping you promote a project, then, you know, somebody asked me, are you appointed member of the, no, I'm historical commission.
Yeah, you're the Historical Commission representative.
Okay.
You can get on it later if you want.
Once it's created.
There's a lot of crossovers.
All right. So we also need to go to a meeting of the Conservation Commission and the Planning Board, just to get them online with what we're doing, and, but I can do that. Unless anyone else wants to.
So it looks like Castle Hill Farm project is under the auspices of the Conservation Commission. Interesting.
Well, I mean, they could have gotten it through the money, through the CPA.
CPA.
Then
Mhm.
where do you dump it? Just like the Castle Caves. That
Yeah.
never made it to conservation.
Well, there's going to be, if we do a flyer, trifold or something, there's a little bit of an expense there to
We
make
need a
that.
fundraiser.
Well, yeah, but the Historic Commission has
Well,
money.
you're not supposed to use.
Do we? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if we haven't either,
But-
because I did
yeah.
ask recently, related to a different project entirely, about whether we had a budget, and I was told we don't, so.
We have about $100 in open space, but it's not available to
Right.
use for this.
For promoting this.
Okay.
So it would have to be like independent, private fundraising type of thing, I assume? Have to brainstorm some fundraising ideas, maybe. Car wash, anyone? No.
Grape leaves, I'm making grape leaves.
There you go.
Oh, I love it, okay. I'll take the first order.
And
I got
so,
70 picked
so what do you need a fundraiser for?
for the flyers.
Yeah.
But there are,
Printing.
there's a community of signs somewhere that, we can borrow and stuff if they don't have the date on them or, vote question 5 or something like that on it. But, and Sarah did a little bit of work on flyers last week. She's got an artist's sister. But, and I kind of followed through a little.
Yeah, I did that with
Made one of
AI,
my
but
own.
I'll have my sister clean it up. She's on a 2-week vacation, so she actually comes back next week, so,
Already a week through.
yeah. But as soon as I see her, I will ask her to clean that up and make it,
Yeah, she did that
something usable.
with AI.
Which is why the writing is weird. AI doesn't get text, I don't know why, but it's like, yeah. Puts extra letters and all kinds of things in, it's like, okay. Right, yeah. It's like, that's as good as AI could get it. I was like, poor AI, they're really trying, so. But yeah, I will have her like do me a mock-up, cleanup of a little logo of some kind. That was just like ideas that I fed into AI. I asked it to make a round logo with like a pair of
Yeah.
hands holding up a
Yeah.
community with a historic building and a river and some trees. I tried to ask for things that, I thought would represent well.
She's experienced, she can take it from there.
Right, right.
Yeah, I traced a plate and did another one.
Oh, cool. I like it. You got the little bicycle there, very good.
I would only offer you this modest suggestion. Next time you drive by a sign, try to read it as you're driving.
Right.
And if you can't read it, which 90% of them you can't, then you need to do something
Yeah.
different.
Yep. Yep.
Big letters.
Or simplified.
Yeah. Just CP.
Yeah, kiss, baby, kiss.
Yeah, because the last meeting, we threw around slogans for like 10 minutes. It was annoying.
You don't have much time.
Right, you just have to figure, and there's so many others, 196 other towns have done it, so there's information out there. that-
And I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about driving by a sign. You don't have much time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and if you take the time, you're gonna get in trouble.
Ooh. Get rear-ended.
Well, Sarah, you can keep it. Your sister, give it to your sister.
Oh, okay.
But, I don't know, just for an idea. And I was like, talking to Lisa this morning, I said, well, if we could say we're investing 1.5%, and then they're going to match us with 120%, which at the moment, it's at that level. It can change. So that's 120% adds another 1.8%, so it comes up to 3.3%. So get a 3.3% to make a better library, old schools, recreation, all too much information.
And off we go with the questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just, I guess, think of questions that you would ask,
Oh, yeah.
and then write the answers.
Northbridge developed their draft of the CPA plan in 2020, so not too long ago. It's got everything in it. I'm sure you've seen them. Examples like the full table of contents, what it's all about,
Yeah.
project eligibility. It's kind of nice, it's all bulletized.
So what's the, what?
It's on a single page.
Northbridge,
Northbridgemass.org.
do they have a MA dash between?
Yeah. No, Northbridgemass, one word, .org.
MASS?
Yeah, I had to actually, it's not on the master drop-down for committees. I had to search CPA, and it came right up.
Oh,
'Cause I tried to go into the different commissions, and it didn't, but it's nice. I mean, this thing is 23 pages long. But it's, like he said, you want to simplify it, but it gives you a good,
we just put Douglas in instead of Northbridge?
no, because it's got, it's got like pie chart, charts. See, you can see where eligibility and stuff like that. It's simple to look at,
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's-
Historic resources, community housing, open space, recreational use, undesignated reserves, which is the majority, expenses.
That does look nice.
Yeah.
Very concise.
We've got questions here. The computer, look at it.
Now, would we be able to have a website that would show that? I mean, I assume that's there because it already,
Well, why
Pass
wouldn't
in
you, just do it
Northbridge,
off of the town,
I wonder, would they let us do that? Would they give
I mean,
an area of
I
the
would think so.
website for,
for the moment, they could go
Promoting
under
that.
the open space
Yeah.
website where there's already the open space and recreation plan,
Yeah.
the
Right.
landscape inventory, right, all that
Right.
stuff. So they can put it in there.
that would
I
probably
would
be
think
good.
so.
When you do a search, can you just do a search for CPA and have it drop into the open space?
It seems to be independent of the open space. I went into open space first, and there's no, the agendas and all that kind of stuff, there's nothing about CPA in there.
Yeah,
Then I
that was-
went into Conservation Commission, because I did see a reference to something about CPA, and it was but even within the Conservation Commission, there was nothing in there that I could see CPA. I went to the top search bar within their site, and I typed in CPA, and the whole thing came up. And it's like multiple, all their meeting minutes, drafts, plans, eligibility, on and on and on and on. So someone did good work.
Maybe they got a grant from the community president, or from the Central Mass Regional Planning, like the master plan did in the open space and recreation plan.
Yeah,
But,
kind of cool.
yeah, if we could duplicate that somehow with our figures and facts. Yep, we need to make a flyer too.
Oh, all right. Right? Oh, that's good that it pulls everything up like that. Yeah, if we could do that, that would be great.
Yeah, and then just pick things that are important and put them on the flyer, and the flyer to distribute. So we need funding.
So,
You need funding for a flyer?
yeah.
Why?
Well,
Printing costs?
Printing costs.
Say again?
Printing costs?
Someone to format it and just get it so it fits nicely on a flyer, and you don't have to pay, I'm not talking about huge bucks, but you need someone to manage that, a company, really.
Right.
Should.
And the cost of printing, I don't know how much it is or how many
Yeah.
you'd need to print to,
Well, at least 600.
get the word out.
That's right.
So who would we go to for fundraising? Just private citizens, you think, or businesses?
Well, we come up with a cost and then find out the
Yeah.
answer.
Right.
I mean, and I spoke with Rebecca earlier, she's the chairman of the Historical Commission, because we're working on the historic district for downtown. And, it's kind of like, we have commonalities, we have kind of some common themes between the two. And we're working on a list of 250 properties right now. So we took the list of 11 pages and broke it into pieces, and I've got 2 pages, and she's got 2 pages, and we're all going to report back on July 2nd. Now, there's already been a ton of work done in that regard, including previous committees. But we're trying to bring it all together and get it resolved. But we've talked about how about an informational flyer, pamphlet, or whatever, and would it not be a terrible idea to do it together? So it's like Historical Commission, what the project they're working on, Open Space, CPA, what the project they're working on, to kind of marry two and share the effort to put it together into one.
I wonder if people might get confused, though, like if they might think they're voting for
One is the other.
one or the other, or they might not vote for either if they disagree with one. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And Rebecca was talking about the whole library getting involved, and she wanted to be in this committee.
Yeah.
But she couldn't come on Thursday night, so I've made it Thursday during the day. But
Well, yeah, so this was more so, who are we? Why do we exist? Not necessarily promoting the project specifically. It could like bulletize things that the committees work on, or the commissions work on.
Examples,
Yeah,
historical applications could be this, and this, and that. Open space applications could be this, and that we haven't found, like the keeping property.
I mean,
Brzezinski property.
my neighbors don't know that we're sitting here. I have, like, if I mention it to them, they're like, oh, that's nice that you're doing that. It's like, someone needs to do that type of thing. But they don't really know that we're meeting, like, right now, we're meeting every month, easily.
Right.
And the things, and the amount of effort that's put into it. So it'd be kind of nice to put something out there. I don't know. Or not. Maybe it would muddy the waters. But she was pretty positive in talking about that effort.
is she available?
She's available by phone right now,
Yeah.
and she's available after work today, if you wanted to just give her a shout.
I had her email, but I never.
She's tied up with a project at the library.
Should break down her. Do you know her number off the bat?
I called the library, so no, I don't.
Yeah, I can call one. All right. So, yeah, logo, flyers, signs, funding.
Funding, I don't know. How do you raise money for, it's not a lot of money in the context of things. I think we should call a printing company and just ask them generally. They do 1 billion of them for different things. Just ask them. What should we expect for an expense if we were to do this?
Well, it's really, I mean, a lot of it you could do just by layout and things like that ourselves. But
Yeah, certainly.
we did a map of the trails in Douglas years ago and got that printed over by Rivelin Mills there, but
Yeah.
he's gone now. I don't know how much that cost. That was
Let
original.
me point out that I needed half a page, and that's all I printed. Just twice. Cut it in half, 2 pieces, one print.
Or we could, you know, just put them in, have an insert in the newspaper.
That won't be cheap.
That's pricey? What'd you say?
What's a
I
newspaper?
said that won't be cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm putting a letter to the editor in the New Uxbridge Times and the Blackstone Valley Tribune.
And you might be able to get the New Uxbridge Times to do a nice article for you,
Yeah.
newsworthy article. I can help you with that.
Absolutely.
They need it by the 15th of the month at noon.
And what's the date today?
13th. But I'm putting my letter to the editor in there for that, but,
And that's fine.
yeah. Give people an idea why we're wandering around.
But we can do something quick for the 15th this month, and then something longer for next month.
Stand by. More information coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll research. Does anyone want to research the price of flyers, or?
It's just a printing thing. Yes, Diane, she does our newsletter for us. Simply designs and printing.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just, you know, 3-sided.
Yeah.
What, you want a brochure type of thing, or just a one-page flyer? What's your setup?
Yeah, like a trifold.
I would say the one-page flyer is, I was at the Cape last couple weeks ago, and I looked at, you know, I was waiting for my sandwich to get made, and I looked in the window, and there was, you know, you could put as many as you want, and all, I've plastered things around this town in the past. So that would be something we could just do on a copy machine.
Yeah, like
For
use
free.
11 by 14 rather than 8.5 by 11. You get more, a little more writing room out of it, and it's cost the same. Right?
Flyers to post, and then
Wouldn't you
want
think?
the trifold for
Yeah,
information.
11 by 14, because it's the same paper cost.
You want to remember one thing. People don't read,
Yeah.
so giving them more things to read doesn't help.
No, I understand.
Pictures. are good.
That's why I have a half a page.
Yeah. Keep it down, keep wording down.
Yeah, definitely not wordy,
Yeah.
not too much information. I mean, Beck was like, a few bullets, who to contact if you have any more questions, what's your key dates, you know what I mean? Signatures needed, simple things like that.
So a flyer that's, which one are you talking that's 14 by 11?
Well, no, I was just saying, that, you know,
The one
so
that-
if you did a twofold, that's plenty of room too. Because you got 4 sides,
Yeah.
so that's plenty.
Yep.
In fact, it's,
At an 8.5
you
by
could
11.
actually like put on the back, you could put the Town of Douglas seal or whatever it might be. You'd have so much room for information. Right?
I would get permission before I use the
Oh,
town
God,
seal.
Right.
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
We don't want the thunder of the Lord here.
Yeah.
Banging on the wall. Yeah, okay, a twofold, then that would be a different price than a threefold, I guess.
Well, it's-
Yeah. Less a manual activity for these lazy people. All right. And so an article instead of a letter to the editor probably would be a better.
You can do both.
Yeah, well, I'm sending the letter. Anyone want to follow up with another one?
An article next.
Yeah.
Could you seek permission to put, you know, from Lisa, to have the selectmen authorize you to use the Town of Douglas, if you wanted to put it on the back or something,
A seal.
the seal?
Yeah, that's what I said. I'll
Yeah,
get permission.
you know, because they're going to have to bring it up at a meeting and,
It'd probably double your printing cost.
It probably would. You're right. Well, we can get a price with it, with or without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put stickers on them later.
Stickers, yeah, there you go.
Ah,
July.
I wonder if the senior center would put that in as an insert, free.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
You mean the adult social center?
Yes.
Excuse, oh,
Right. Well, not only that, but you're accomplishing getting the word out to the seniors, because I know that that is read. It's pretty
Yeah.
popular as far as that, getting news out.
yeah. It's also great to think that you're going to spend more money that you don't have to.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, senior housing is part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a lot of seniors also want to be part of leaving a legacy for preservation of the town. They like the idea of,
Yes.
wow, because they're contributing to a long-term
Saving of some
preservation.
old things.
It's not just their lifetime, it's their kids and grandkids and beyond, hopefully.
And if we do put something in the senior newsletter, we should also put about the low-income senior,
Absolutely.
taxes.
Exemption.
Right, exemption, right.
Yeah, make it the top bullet.
Yeah, and open space is definitely a legacy.
Yes. It really is.
Anything else?
When Ann came in here and talked, she talked about historical preservation, she talked about open space, she talked about recreation, right? Did she give examples of those? I'm sorry I couldn't have been here that day.
She did.
My life is interesting at times.
And she gave examples and examples of how that money was leveraged.
The one I thought was interesting was the historical, was the repair of the town hall, which has significance in Mendon. And the problem was the roof was doing one of these, and they were about to lose it. And if they'd taken the time to go to town meeting, they might have lost it by then. So preservation stepped in and repaired it before it got to be a problem. Without long-term discussion, just went in and did it.
Wow.
So that kind of thing is useful, I think, for the town. And this was town money being spent. Community Preservation Act money being spent for community.
So like the tower on the fire station.
Right.
Put it on top of Sarah's house.
We're going to the pond.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, so we are going to be paying 1.5% extra on our taxes, which is,
Right.
$60
It's
a
pretty
year.
minimal.
Yeah. And we're going to get it back, actually, because we're going to get that and get it matched even higher.
Oh, yeah, you just,
So it's really,
your in-town value of your town, the attraction of the town. And it does, it actually, I'm telling you, I drive through Mendon 3 times a week downtown. And what a difference. I mean, it's like, it's nice. I mean, to see the old library and the town hall and the police station, those are all recovered buildings.
Did you see the recreation area that
I haven't seen it yet. No. I heard it's great.
it is?
Yeah. Those kind of things right there, I mean, it's long-term.
What field?
They have a softball, baseball field, but they also have a separate recreation area for the kids.
Who does?
Mendon. Yeah. And the great thing about the Community Preservation Act is open space. We're in the town meeting, And and the guys up there, yep, way about Blackstone Valley Tech, $14,000 a student. And I went, what?
Yeah.
And open space kills that. In addition to giving you open space.
Yeah. So it's a good thing.
Uh,
You know, there's so many things that could be just, I mean, just the recreation places, just us being on, doing the open space and recreation
Yeah.
plan. You know, Martin Road is
I think
ridiculous.
we really should bounce back to how we're going to get funds.
Yeah,
I think that that's an open, it's not a lot that we need, but we need something, just to be able to,
operate.
yeah, because of, well, the time constraints that we're under. I don't know. I'm running a yard sale for my class for a scholarship fund, June 22nd, and let me tell you, it's a lot of work. You know, people are donating a ton of stuff. Tomorrow, we're gonna go through, we're gonna spend about 4 hours sorting through stuff, see if it's saleable. But, you know, we're gonna raise a couple $1,000s. We've already raised $500. So I think a couple thousand, or 1,000, just alone goes a long ways towards what we need to get our word out in this case.
All right, you want a source of money?
Yeah,
It's work. We tried to get the school to take it over, and had no interest. Boy Scouts are using it, the senior center used it, and it's bottles and cans out of the transfer station.
Oh, yeah.
They're free, but you gotta,
you gotta put the effort.
it ain't free, but it's free.
Right,
It's cash,
certainly is.
and it's several thousand a year, on the order of 10,000 a year right now.
That's a great idea.
Now, are you saying that's what they're doing? That's an active,
It's available to you.
oh,
That's a good idea.
why is it available to?
Well, and each week they change it.
Oh, that's
Is it
right.
Seniors or Boy
Oh, yeah, I
Scouts.
saw the sign.
last week.
Yeah.
Probably.
And it's for nonprofits, and I am the arbiter of nonprofits.
Okay. So during when is it up to the groups for, it's that period of time, is it the group that has to go in and sort the stuff?
The whole week.
Okay,
You get a week.
you get a week.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever the days are.
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Saturday. You pick up, you take it to,
Gotcha.
put,
And no bottles, cans only.
yes. And the reason for that is the Redemption Center, not us. They don't want broken glass,
Yeah.
so you don't give them the opportunity.
Now, where's the Redemption Center? Webster? Or?
Here's what-
Milford, actually.
Okay.
Closest one. You can go to Dudley, but it's not clear and it's not easily done and there are other
Okay.
problems. But Milford is
How do we get on the list?
because you haven't raised your hand.
I'll go to the,
She wants to do it.
You tell me, I'll get it done.
Community Preservation Act, that's what we want on the sign.
But the senior center went from a budget, from a reserve of about $1,000 to $10,000 in a year, or 2 years, I guess it was. And they,
And so-
they
We don't have much time.
So just check on the factor of that we're a town board
Yeah,
receiving funds,
right.
that it doesn't go to the general fund.
You're a non-profit group. You don't get a profit, right?
Yeah, but
And
we're
it's-
also a government entity.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it.
No, just curious. Like all of a sudden, somebody's like, oh, you raised $1,000?
Yeah,
It's
the
gonna
whole
go to
town
the
department,
general
pretty
funds.
much.
If you want to do it right now, we'll go down and talk, I don't mean right now.
Yeah.
But we'll go down and talk to the town clerk.
Here,
Okay.
across the hall where you get the dump stickers,
Yeah.
health department. You should know.
So you can start getting money next week.
Right.
Well, each week, different it's a different one for the week, right?
Well, you got to think that some of those organizations are like, okay, I've had enough for a little while.
Yeah,
But Boy
see-
Scouts, I see the guys down there collecting and sorting, not sorting, but they're bagging up.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, there are problems sorting too. People
Yeah.
can't tell the difference between a tin can, tuna fish can.
Absolutely.
I swear they can't.
No,
And if you look at what's being thrown away, you'll see
more of
as
them.
many of them.
The
being
hopper's full of nickels.
Sometimes I do a dive and pull them out and put
Yeah.
them over.
I didn't hear that.
yeah.
No, he's transferring over
You're a
to
diver, I didn't know that.
the donation.
Dive.
No, Mike,
Grab a few off the top and put them over.
I didn't hear that.
It's okay. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, you could dive in the dumpster and just pluck them over because the little collection area is right next door,
Exactly,
right next to it.
exactly.
We'd figure about 250 a week. Something on that order. It's pretty significant
Yes.
money.
$250 a week you make, wow.
Yeah, but it's work too.
No, I don't mind doing work.
I don't either.
I'm more physical than
Sarah
mental.
doesn't either.
Good idea.
Yep. Get us started.
But I will take your concern to the town clerk.
Perfect, thank you.
Not the health department?
No?
All right. Dick Goodwin.
Love it.
Good idea. Yeah, and let us know when it's pickup time.
Next week.
Well, it's, maybe someone else has it all. lined
Right.
up for-
We don't want to
Next.
try to jump the line, do we?
Next week. You don't speak any English, eh?
Apparently there's nobody on the waiting list.
Oh, okay.
Well, we could just take the magnet off and put ours on there, and we then they'll take those cans anyway.
Just make sure it's okay that we're collecting funds.
Yeah.
Right.
It should be the, tell Sarah that senior center, adult center is.
Right, it's
town.
technically a department
It's
of the
not a
town.
nonprofit.
Right.
I don't think there should be an issue with that.
But we should dot our i's and cross our t's,
Yeah.
just double check.
Who do you want me to tell? Who do you want me to tell?
Tell her. and sh-
Okay.
And she has the emails for all of us. She can send out I like it when it comes from one person.
Right.
Especially one that's not very
Hike.
computer literate.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll get the point.
All right, well, that's a good start for funding. And I will get back to, you've got the flyer to make, whatever, but you can price it. Yeah.
So do you want me to put together a flyer too, or am I?
No, I mean, if your sister wants to look at that.
Yeah, if you want to send me like information that we'd want on it, I can try to
Well,
do like a layout.
CPA, yes.
yeah,
Right.
way better, but that's the small one. That's the one just to hang in stores.
Yeah, right.
The other one, but then there's the lawn signs that are different too. And we were thinking, when we know it's going to be on the ballot, then we can get vote yes, question 6 or something like that.
Every time I drive by now, I say to myself, what the heck is question 6?
Yeah. CPA.
Maybe we should just keep the word CPA on the sign and then, I don't know, add a sticker with the question number later.
So, we've got our little jobs, a few little jobs to think about here. Next meeting, June 27th. It's like 2 weeks.
I was looking at that and saying, whoa, is that a long way off?
No, it's
And then the
not.
reality
End of the month.
struck.
Yeah. So then we only have 8 weeks.
It's not that far.
Would that be, what time would that meeting be? 7?
Well, yeah.
27th. Come on.
Get more people at 7.
Keep updated via email.
What we're doing and why we're doing it, what they can work on while they're waiting towards it. Okay, so that's a good time for everybody? Is that-
Yep.
And you'll tell me how much the printing cost is? We may have a friend that will help.
I'd pick money into it. Yep.
So if you were looking for those, that folded brochure, how many were you conceivably looking at for printing wise?
That's a good question.
500?
I'd print 1,000 the first time.
I was thinking 1,000.
Okay. So we get a price on it. Okay.
But I'm also looking at half-page printing. That's 500. That's 1,000.
Looking at.
I mean, that's my
Want to do it
Four-sided.
like a trifold or a,
No, do,
Just
like a
half.
half?
Yeah, that's my thinking. Not an order from the court.
half page job. That's, I don't know.
in
Do we
like
get enough of-
large font,
Yes.
yeah.
Maybe you could get for each, half and for whole, and see if there's a big difference. Price.
Well, you have 4 sides if you use one piece of paper like this.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what I'm saying, you'd have enough room to put something, make it look a little cool. Symbol on there.
Depends on how to look at the information bullets that we need to put in. This is what I need to get all together.
Yeah.
That's what we handed out at the transfer station just before bottles and cans collection. And I swear half of them were just thrown out the window.
Yeah. But then again, maybe
The
half
other
weren't.
half didn't, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, if we could get, think about what we need to put on it, and if we need 4 sides or 2 sides.
4 sides of the paper.
If it's folded.
Oh.
Don't you get those here? You can peel it if you work really hard.
Play with the layout.
Yep, I'll play with the layout and bring it over to your house and you play with it. All right,
Good.
Anything more?
Pleased to meet you all.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Thanks for letting me butt in occasionally here.
I entertain a motion to
Adjourn?
adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.